Hello folks, it's Sunday afternoon, 3:30, and I am bored out of my head. So what I've decided to do is to start early on my engine, my XS1100 engine. I was going to leave this until the winter months when it was dark and wet and miserable and cold outside, and then I could do this down in my cellar. But what I've decided to do is take the head and the barrel off, which should make the crankcases a bit more manageable to move about. Because what I need to do is to fit the engine in the frame with the new parts that I'm going to get, the new chain drive, and just see how a chain actually lines up before, well, I was going to say before I spend any more money on it, but the new parts, the new chain drive, are going to be 700 quid. So what I've done is I know when you do a strip down you're supposed to obviously start the head first, but I wanted to take the middle gear off, I think that's what you call it, just to see what it looks like. So the first thing I took off was the starter motor, which is from that hole there. You'll have to excuse the video because my camera's very old and it's on its way out, I think. It won't even bloody focus in now, but anyway, so that's where the starter motor's from, them two bolts there sticking out and that big hole. This is the middle gear. Now what I've done is I've put the bolts back in to show you where they are and how they come out, because I took a load of bolts out and I was baffled, and I'm thinking, how the hell do you get this out? And if you look at the case in there, the bolt to the left, that one there, is dead long, and it's that long and there, so it basically goes all the way through that body onto the casing. So you can just see there's 4 at the top, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 2 at the bottom, and those are the ones I undid, and I should have looked at my manual really, but that one was still in and I didn't realise. So it was only when I took that out, like I say, that goes all the way through that body, then I realised, and it just moved instantly then. So when I get the new chain drive, there's going to be a new section on there, obviously the same shape and using the same holes, about that wide. Then there's going to be a shaft, and then where this casing is going to get replaced as well by another casing, but that casing is going to extend, it's going to extend out here like this. So there'll be a big alloy casing out there like that, another one there, and then in between there will be an output shaft, and that's where the sprocket will fit on. And from what I believe, it's designed for an R1 sprocket. So I'm hoping that I'm going to have, you know, about 50mm play as to where I can move the sprocket, and then the chain will go there. So as these engines are fucking heavy, I thought I'd take the head off, take the barrels off, and then all I've got to do then is lift the crankcases up, and I could probably put that back in the frame with the new part on, and then, like I say, have the chain on, see if it lines up with the modifications I've done on the frame so far. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to stop the video, I'm going to start taking the head off, and then we'll go from there then. Okay. Right, I've taken off the oil feed pipe that goes from there down to there, and I've put the bolts back in. That's the actual pipe there, funny looking thing. It goes like that, I think. Yeah, so I've taken that off, taken the rocker cover off, but before I did that I lined up number 1 cylinder to top dead centre. Number 1 cylinder is as though you sat on the bike, So it's the first one, the left one, as though you sat on the bike, so it's this one. So I've lined that up to top dead centre. You can see the cam lobes. There's one pointing up like that, there's one pointing up like that. But if I show you this, you'll see there's a little dot on the camshaft that's lined up with that case, and there's a little dot on the camshaft that's lined up with that case as well. So obviously those marks are there to help you put the camshafts back in. The chain is still tight. I've got to undo the fastener. I mean, this engine's really mucky, but it's going to get blasted anyway. But what you should do is really clean it before you take it to bits. That's a cam chain adjuster. As you can see, there's another cable tie on there. So this end, it's really rough, is this engine. There's bits missing, there's bolts that don't fit, it's ridiculous. These are the bolts off the rocker cover. Now there were 4 that were different lengths. God knows why, and I don't know if they're supposed to be or not. But it doesn't make sense that there's 8 million bolts the same length and then there's 4 that are different. Rocker cover down here. Obviously all these are going to get absolutely cleaned, spotless. They need to be because they're going to get painted. So what I'll do now is I'll undo the cam chain tensioner, take this off and take the cams out. Right, I've got the cams out and I've put the cam caps straight back on so that I know exactly which ones come off where and I don't get them mixed up or whatever. Although there are some markings on there saying E1, E2, E3, E4 and E5, etc. I really need to... Oh, the camshafts are there. Oh, and there's a bit of that one there. So it's really scarred, is it? I don't know why. So what I'm going to have to do is take that down to my mates and see if it's alright or not. I don't know why, but when I took the cam caps off, the chain was slack when I took the tensioner out. By the way, the chain tensioner was full of a lot of shitty gun stuff, like blue, there look, blue sealant, as though somebody's just filled it with fucking stuff. Oh, fucking hell, what have I bought here? Anyway, I don't know why, but when I took the caps off, the chain went really tight and I couldn't get the cams out, so I had to put the caps back on, and then the chain went slack, and then I undid one of the camshafts first. I undid the exhaust camshaft first. That came out, and then that enabled me to take that off. Chain's still there, look. So I will start taking the head off. Hang on.
Oh God,
no,
Jay.
it's alright. Double copy. Oh, sorry. Right, I've undone the cylinder head bolts. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. There's 2 underneath, there's 1 under there, 1 under there, and all the rest are there. That is a normal one, and that is one where there's always 1 bolt. That's just rusted to hell, and I was shitting myself thinking it wasn't going to come off. But anyway, finally got it going. That's my girlfriend's pussy there. Right, what I'm going to do now is... What I'm going to do now is get the head off. I think it's been quite a while since this head's come off. I don't think it's ever been off, to be honest with you, but we'll give it a go, eh? I don't want to smack too hard on these because I don't want to break any fins out, so this is why I'm just doing it. gently. I think this is how people break fins, by smacking them. Oh, it was loose then. So here goes. Come on, you bastard, it's like trying to get our fucking lass's knickers off. Yeah. Do you not think I'm funny? Obviously not.
How long does this video take?
It's only going to be another few minutes.
I'm just thinking of you getting that off.
Yeah.
Do you know, maybe it'd help if you undid that little screw down here, hang on. That one there.
I have done.
No, you haven't, because I could see it when you lifted it up.
That is undone.
I'm telling you, it's not.
It is.
I'm telling you.
Right, there is a place where you can prise the head off. But because it's fucking... Bear with us.
People actually sit through and listen to all this.
Yep. It's loose because you can see it there, look. See a gap?
Yeah.
Right, so let me do this side.
Can also see a screw going up that thing. One, two, three. Failure.
Right. For fuck's sake. Just hang on.
I'm alright, me. It's your watches that are getting a little bit.
Well, this is the problems we have, innit? Right, I know what's stopping it. It's this this front mounting here. So just bear with us. I'll smack it with a hammer. Right, I'm not going to hit the cylinder head. I'm just hitting the... that there is causing the problem. Fucking hell, it's untight, is that bastard? Well on.
Take your time, mate. It's like 5 minutes 30 in.
So, got it? Right, here we go. Right, this is a cam chain, I'm going to have to let it drop. nice to put that down by your feet, Hardy, on that towel.
Yeah, watch my toes.
Don't think I can reuse that. Right. As I say before, what should have happened was it should have been cleaned. Right, babe, thank you. No, leave it going, because I really want to film in there.
Okay.
Look at that ball there, fuck.
I'm well exciting.
God. Right. Just bear with us while I get this fucking chain up. Fuck's sake, man. Where's my fucking... I've got a magnet somewhere. Oh, shit, I've stuck it to something. And I've forgotten what I've stuck it to, so I don't lose it. Oh, fuck. Right, I'll get that chain up. Okay. Clearly something has gone on here. If we look at that one, it's relatively okay. That one's okay. That one's okay. That one's brown as well, like a rusty colour. So obviously there's been some form of water. Oh, sorry, not water. Well, there's been something getting in there for it to go rusty. So I don't know what the crack is with that, but I'm glad just when I got the bike, it was just rough as fuck, so I wasn't going to take any chances with the engine either. You know, for the sake of a couple of weeks work, strip down and put it back together, whatever. Now admittedly, like I say, I should have cleaned it beforehand, but I wasn't really that bothered because it's going to get absolutely taken to bits, every single thing of it. All the casings are going to get bead blasted or whatever you do with aluminium, and then it's going to get painted and put back together. So I know it's no excuse, but that's how it is, I'm afraid. So the cylinder head, I'm going to store that somewhere nice and safe. I got these drawers from an auction, 2 sets of drawers. So I'm going to put the bits in there so they're out of the way. I'm just debating whether to take the barrels off or just leave them like that for now. So I've just quickly put the nuts back on, although some of the washers are still in the cylinder head, so I need to get them off. So that's it, guys. I was going to do this over the winter, but like I say, once I get the barrels off and the pistons out, the crankcases are going to be much more manageable then, because I need to put it back in the frame to see how this new part is going to line up, and it was just too fucking heavy with the head on and the barrels. I mean, it might still be heavy, but that bloody thing itself weighs God knows how much. So I'll keep you informed.